Glimpses on high, empowering your day.
This pandemic is never going to last. It will of course come to an end, and somehow we are starting to see it retard as cases are no longer prevalent as they were a couple of months ago. Actually, in many places, lockdown regulations are being eased. Some people are starting to move out of their houses. Some are even starting to get back to work. This brings us some hope that we will soon prevail over the pandemic. But even with this hope, many are hopeless. Many are still worried. Many are distressed. They are still mourning over their loved ones, and they can't seem to understand how they would live without them. Many have been left jobless. They have lost their sources of income, and they can't fathom how they will be sustained after the pandemic. A question of distress keeps many people awake as they ask, with whom, with what, from what are we going to start with after this pandemic? This calls to my mind the story of Job. Job went through a scourge that I would suggest was more severe than what we are suffering today. Job lost everything that is esteemed as life. Job lost his wealth that he had long worked for in just a moment. He lost all the children that had weighed down his bowels in just a day. Job's wife turned against his integrity. His friends turned against him. As if that is not enough, Job lost his health. And for a couple of months, he found no place in his house. He sat down in ashes, writhing in pain and anguish of soul. It seemed to him that the evening of his sorrows had settled upon his life. But God, his creator, God, his sustainer, God, his redeemer, walked in with the joys of the morning. He did three things in Job's situation that he is ready to do for us if we trust him. Number one, God restored Job's wealth. He made him more prosperous than he was. He gave him twice as much wealth as he had before. Our God never runs out. It is him who created this substance. It is him that gives power to create wealth. You might have lost your investments and all your savings have run out, but I can assure you that God never runs out. He will still bless you, and actually he will give you a double blessing as he did for Job if you trust him. Number two, God restored Job's family and relationships. Job had lost all his children, but the Bible says Job had new sons. He gave birth to new daughters. Actually, the Bible emphasizes that his new children were more beautiful than those that he had before. You might have lost your loved ones, your family, your closest relatives, your very friends that have been keeping you warm. But still, God is not limited. He will bring new people into your life. They will come as blessings. They will bring back the beauty and the joy of life. Number three, God restored Job's health and gave him more years of life. Coronavirus has left many sick. It has left us wounded. It has left us broken. But the great physician is ready to bring healing to our souls. He is ready to soothe our pains and our hurtings. He is ready to mend our brokenness. And he is ready to give us more life and new life to live. There is no reason as to why we should get overwhelmed with this trying season, because the God that restored Job never changes. He is the same God today, and he is the God we serve. If we trust him, he will bring restoration to our souls. He will bring restoration to our lives. Job's restoration is the epitome of God's ultimate restoration that he has promised to bring to our world. For he says, behold, I make all things new. He says, I go to prepare a place for you. And he has promised to take us to a place where there is much wealth, where riches dwell, riches that are untold. In this place, we will have a great family around us and we'll never feel lonely. Actually, our faithful loved ones that we have lost to this pandemic will be reunited with us and will be joyful once again with them. In this place, we'll have glorious and immortal bodies that will have no trace of sickness. There will be no pains, no sorrows, no crying. It is my prayer that you trust this God to restore you. And you, like Job, should say, "For I know that my Redeemer lives, and on the latter day he will stand upon the earth." May God bless you.